Welcome, sports fans, to Flip TV. Yeah, Flip TV. I'm sure a station you guys have been enjoying all over the internet. Your best online TV, favorite for all entertainment, information, and societal stories. But right now, we now have sports. Yes, sports on Flip TV, and you're going to be doing that with me right here on Flip TV 3 times a week. My name, of course, is Olawale Agbede. We'll be bringing you all the education, information, and everything you need to know going on around the world of sports. Yes, so this is just going to be a quick introductory episode for you guys into this new program on Flip TV. Like I said, my name is Olawale Agbede, and I'm sure that a lot of you guys. So you'll be able to talk to us on social media, Twitter and Instagram via Sports on Flip TV, and my personal handle will be rolling just down on your screen right now at the Wale Agbede, THEWALEAGBEDE. We don't have so much time, so let's just go straight up into all of the tidbits making the rounds in the world of sports. Stick around. Has won his 100th ATP Tour title at the Dubai Tennis Championships over the weekend, 6,600 days after winning his first in Milan. The 37-year-old Swiss, a 20-time Grand Slam champion, beat Greece's Stefanos Tsitsipas in straight sets 6-4, 6-4. Federer's first ATP title came at the Milan indoors on the 4th of February 2001 when he beat Frenchman Julien Boutet. He's just the second man after American Jimmy Connors in 1983 to reach the landmark. And in the UFC, Kamaru Usman has become the first African fighter to win an Ultimate Fighting Championship title. He won the mixed martial arts bout against American Tyron Woodley. The fighter, known as the Nigerian Nightmare, dominated the Las Vegas contest for the welterweight title. Usman produced the performance of his career to dominate long-reigning welterweight champion Woodley. He extended his winning streak to 14 and maintained his unbeaten record in the UFC. And in football, Manchester City back to the summit of the Premier League after a 1-0 victory away at the Vitality Stadium against Bournemouth, while Liverpool couldn't get the result at Goodison Park against Merseyside rivals Everton. Manchester United needed to come from behind at Old Trafford after Southampton took an early lead by Romelu Lukaku with 2 goals, ensured that United continue on their very good run since the arrival of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Spurs and Arsenal in the other derby on Saturday ended in a stalemate 1-1 Hurricane, securing a point for Mauricio Pochettino's side at the death of that game. And in another derby in London, West London derby to be precise, Fulham against Chelsea ended 2-1. Jorginho winning all 3 points for Chelsea over there at Craven Cottage. In Spain, the El Gran Clasico went down over the course of the weekend, and Barcelona, via a goal from Ivan Rakitic, have now crossed the 95 wins mark against Real Madrid, becoming the first side in 51 years to have a better head-to-head record than Real Madrid. The record now stands at 96 wins for FC Barca and 95 wins for Real Madrid. That was also the 4th consecutive away win for Barca at the Santiago Bernabeu, and Barcelona right now are 7 points atop the summit of the La Liga after Atletico Madrid, via 2 goals from former Chelsea striker Alvaro Morata, got the result at the Anoeta against Real Sociedad. In Italy, it was the first versus second at the Sao Paulo as Napoli lost at home after both sides got red cards each, 2-1. In France, in the Ligue 1, Caen took an early lead against PSG, but young prodigy Kylian Mbappe scored 2 goals as PSG are now 20 points ahead of second place in the French Ligue 1. And in Germany, it's almost back to status quo as Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich are tied on the same number of points with less than 10 games to go to the end of the season. That's all in the news segment of Sports on Flip TV. Stick around, we'll definitely be right back. You're back on Sports on Flip TV with myself, Olawale Agbede. And like I said, I have a very interesting friend of mine who is going to be doing this show with me. The first episode of Sports on Flip TV. His name is Edwin. Edwin, welcome. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you all. It's good to be here.
Yeah, so let's just go straight up into it. We'll start over from Germany, where Robert Lewandowski, 2 goals for Bayern Munich as they crushed their opponents. He's now broken the record set by Claudio Pizarro for the most number of goals by foreigner in the Bundesliga. How good is that guy?
fantastic player, fantastic young man. He's done it with Borussia Dortmund, taking it the same form over to Bayern Munich, scoring goals are plenty. And it comes as no surprise because we've had several clubs cutting this young Polish striker.
All right, I don't know how young he is because he's in his 30s these days. But like I said, like we mentioned in the news segment, Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich now on the same points. You get the feeling that Bayern Munich probably win the Bundesliga title for his 7th time in a row.
Yes, the pressure got to Borussia Dortmund after the winter break, and the cracked, and Bayern Munich seized the opportunity. I remember 3 or 4 months ago, we were calling for the head of Novak Kovic.
You were calling for the head, I wasn't calling for it.
but right now, he's turned the tables around, and Bayern Munich look on the ascendancy, and I won't bet my money against them winning the Bundesliga.
All right, it looks like Bayern Munich definitely are on their strides over there in Germany, but in France, 17 points. PSG atop the league table. They should just give them the title already.
It's good as gone for PSG. I think it's just time for them to relax and focus on Champions League.
What does anybody have to do in France to catch up with PSG?
Spend money.
Do you think money is just a solution?
That's where PSG are. Spend money, getting quality players. Come on, you have almost 400 million talents just to players, Mbappe and Neymar. So that's the difference.
All right, Mbappe and Neymar, the difference over there in France. In Italy, Juventus look like they are going to be strolling to the title again because they went to the São Paulo, 2-1 victory, and Richan and Miralem Pjanic getting goals for them. I think that's also all but sealed already for Juventus.
I saw the game at the São Paulo, and for Juventus it was all 3 points, though it was not comfortable. Pjanic getting a red card after Meret, the Napoli young goalkeeper, got also a red card. For Juventus, I think they have to put all their eggs now in winning the Champions League.
All right, it looks like Champions League is what it's going to be. They went to bring back Leonardo Bonucci from AC Milan for that exact same reason, and definitely we all know they paid over 80 million pounds to Real Madrid for Cristiano Ronaldo. Are they going to get the Holy Grail, which is the Champions League, which they've been chasing for a lot of years now? We still don't know. We'll be talking about Champions League in just a couple of minutes. Over in Spain now, the El Gran Clasico went down last weekend at the Santiago Bernabeu. Barcelona went away to Real Madrid for the second time in just over 72 hours after the second leg of the Copa del Rey ended 3-goals in favor of Barca, who are now through to the finals of the Copa del Rey for a 6th time in a row. But this was in the La Liga, and Edwin, Barcelona went over the Santiago Bernabeu and got a result again. Ernesto Valverde becoming only the second manager in history to win his first 2 El Clasicos at the Santiago Bernabeu.
It was a pretty comfortable win for Barcelona against Real Madrid. I saw Barcelona side who just moved through the paces of the game, and for Real Madrid they get being caught out time after time. And it's beginning to show that Sergio Ramos maybe is losing his cool, losing his leg at the back. And
did he ever have his cool? He has the highest number of yellow cards in European football.
I mean, this time I'm talking about the defensive side of this game. We all know that Ramos has a very hot head when it comes to encounters like this. But for Barcelona, I think they've got the better of Real Madrid, and I think this is going to continue for as long as possible.
All right, I think that it will most likely continue also because you get the feeling that it is more of a mental thing than just what's going on the pitch, because Real Madrid, before these 2 games, looked like they were, going through a good patch of form over there in Spain. But do you think that with the Copa del Rey gone, with the league most likely gone for Real Madrid, maybe a 4th Champions League title in a row?
Only if they avoid Barcelona.
All right, interesting right there. But what's also more interesting in La Liga is that there are a whole lot of teams that are popping up that we are not used to. Getafe are in 4th, just 6 points behind Real Madrid. Alaves are in 5th, 2 points behind Getafe. While Sevilla, who lost over the weekend to 20th Huesca, are 6th. Spain will probably be producing Getafe or Alaves in Champions League next season.
There's a huge chance, especially for Getafe, who this season have been punching above their weight. In Molina, the evergreen striker, and also they have shrewd signings like the former Arsenal player Mathieu Famini among their ranks. For Getafe, I expect them to make European places, which is going to be huge for La Liga, huge for neutrals. I remember Leicester City's run in the Champions League a couple of seasons ago into the quarterfinal stages, and for La Liga, for La Liga trying to grow the brand across the continent, across Spain, I think it's a huge one for them.
All right, huge one for the guys over there in Spain. But I'm sure you guys probably relate more with the Premier League, so that's where we are going to right now. Should we start from the bottom or we start from top? Let's start from the middle. Brendan Rodgers, Leicester City manager, first game in charge over at Vicarage Road, 2-1, lost it at the death, right at the death, and it was absolutely incensed because Jamie Vardy had got an equalizer for them. Looked like they were going to get 1 point.
Yes, it looked like they were going to get 1 point on his return, but a Watford team who this season have also been very remarkable got the late winner, and for Leicester City it's been a common thing with them at the tail end of matches. I think they seem to lose focus defensively, and you could see how the captain Wes Morgan was shouting at Kasper Schmeichel, who made the error that led to that goal. For Brendan Rodgers, this is just a reintroduction into the league he left, and I think with time he's going to find a way around this Leicester team and make them solid because they have real quality in that team.
All right, I think they have real quality definitely with James Maddison, who by the way has created the highest number of chances in the Premier League this season, ahead of the likes of David Silva and Eden Hazard of Chelsea. They also have Jamie Vardy, who I just mentioned, got the goal for them at Vicarage Road against Watford. They have our own Wilfred Ndidi in the center of the park, and a very, very interesting guy in Kelechi Iheanacho. All right, going to another interesting game in London that went down over the course of last weekend. Craven Cottage, Fulham versus Chelsea. The big news going into the game was Kepa Arrizabalaga going to start in goal for Chelsea. He did start in goal in place of Willy Caballero, and he somehow kept Chelsea in the game because Fulham under Scott Parker looks better than Fulham under Claudio Ranieri.
Yes, it was for Kepa. It was the official man of the match, keeping Chelsea in that game after a good goal from Jorginho, the much maligned Jorginho. And for Fulham, they look solid, but in different facets of the game, you could see why they are where they are. There were times they were poor with their passes. There were times the shape of the team was not really good, and Chelsea exploited it. And I think Fulham will go down this season. They just need maybe Parker getting the job full time will bring them up next season. They have quality in that team, but I think it goes way beyond quality.
All right, thinks it goes way beyond quality. Quality definitely was on display at Old Trafford, where Manchester United came from goal down against Southampton. Valery getting the goal for Southampton, but Romelu Lukaku definitely showing his quality again. 4 goals in the last 2 games when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needed him most, with injuries to the likes of Anthony Martial and Jesse Lingard. 4 goals in 2 games. You're a Manchester United fan, right?
Yes.
So you must be excited.
Very excited for Romelu Lukaku. I saw the game and I was punching the air when he got the winner, dying seconds of that particular encounter. But for Manchester United, they are on a up. 10 wins in the last 12 games, unbeaten under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the league. A good one.
I like the way you guys are in the league.
In the league, yes.
Because PSG absolutely pummeled you guys at Old Trafford. All right, and I got you dumbfounded right there. But United 3-2 got the result at home at Old Trafford against Southampton. The 2 most important games at the top of the table, one at the Vitality, the other at Goodison Park. Which do we start from? I think we'll start from the Vitality because Bournemouth have brought a lot to the league this season. I think a little bit more than Everton because Everton disappointed a lot last season. Spent a lot of money this season. Started the season, spent about 150 million on their side. It's still struggling, but they helped Liverpool. But let's start with Bournemouth. Man City created a lot of chances. Could have scored 5 in the first 10 minutes, but they still crumbled to a Riyad Mahrez goal. And Manchester City got all 3 points. You get the feeling that with City on top of the league now, it becomes a lot more difficult for anybody to catch them.
Yes, it becomes a lot more difficult. They've been here before. They've won the league 3 times.
Oh, they were just here last year.
3 times in the past 6 seasons. For Pep Guardiola, you seem to think his team, they are coming into the own. Yes, not pretty to the eye, but they'll be getting the result done. The 3 points was the most important, and you could see how excited he was, even claiming that was the best match his team has played so far. It's been at the Etihad.
All right, maybe it might be the best. It might not be the best. We don't know. What we know definitely is that a couple of injury problems for Manchester City from that game. John Stones and Pep Guardiola later confirmed was substituted as a precaution, so he might not necessarily be injured, while Kevin De Bruyne definitely has a hamstring problem. News emanating from the Etihad suggests that it's not as bad as Pep Guardiola initially portrayed it, and Kevin De Bruyne might just be back in a couple of days. Over at Goodison, Merseyside derby, Everton, the last thing they want is for Liverpool to win the league, and they definitely made sure that they played their part.
Yes, they gave City a helping hand, and also they put up a performance which I've pretty not seen from them this season. They were solid. They were in the faces of Liverpool. They didn't give Liverpool a breathing chance, and whenever Liverpool had a chance to score, they either stopped the ball or
What do you think is the problem? What do you think is the problem with Liverpool? Because all their previous title challenges that crumbled was about them scoring a lot of goals but failing to defend at the back. This season, they are defending, but they are not scoring.
I think one aspect where they've not replaced in that team is the sale of Philippe Coutinho. Look at Liverpool's midfield; they have runners, but no creativity, and the nose now falls on the top three in front in terms of Salah, Mane, and Firmino to create the chances. And when those guys are not firing, it's difficult for Liverpool to score. I think one of the main reasons they've not been scoring goals is because they lack that creative personnel to open the defense of the opposition, especially defenses that sat back like Everton.
All right, so you just said it there. Maybe they lack the creativity. That is why they are struggling in the Premier League. But Manchester City are now a point ahead of Liverpool after everybody has played the same number of games. We need to go on a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sports on Flip TV, and straight up we'll go into the preview of the Champions League games going down this week. Second leg games in the first knockout round of the UEFA Champions League. Dortmund are at home at the Signal Iduna Park against Spurs. I'm trailing 3-0 on aggregate from the first leg that was played at Wembley a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, definitely. Dortmund will be hoping that they can overturn this 3-0 deficit, but I doubt if they can.
I doubt if they can. Their league form translated also into the Champions League, where they were pummeled at Wembley. And for Tottenham, I think is sealed, signed and delivered.
All right, I also think Tottenham will most likely be going through a game that should be sealed up, but bookmakers don't think it is yet. It's Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu, 2-1 aggregate score against Ajax. But from the first leg, you get a feeling that Ajax probably have a chance.
Yes, they do, especially with the omission or the absence of captain to Real Madrid side, Sergio Ramos, who was banned, have given a 2-game ban. For Ajax, I think they have a chance.
But we think Real Madrid will go through, right?
Right, Madrid will go to experience.
All right,
yeah.
On Wednesday, it's Porto versus AS Roma at the Estadio da Dragao in Lisbon. Porto against Roma. Who do you think goes through?
I think that for me is the tie of the week. It's still open. I really can't say. I don't know the Roma that will turn up, but I expect.
We saw Roma lose scandalously over the.
I expect Porto, the famous Dragon Stadium, to come at Roma. It depends on how Roma reacts. If Porto get the early goal, I think Roma could combo.
If Man U get the early goal, do you think they have a chance at the Parc des Princes?
No.
So I think PSG, we both agree right here on the studio, are through to the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. All right, we're rounding off right now. On the show in subsequent editions, like I said, this is just an introductory episode. It's going to be more segmented into a lot of segments that will bring in a lot more information and education for you guys. We'll be touching a lot of trending stories, especially on social media, and what football fans are talking about, and of course we'll be hitting the street. So look around, you might just be seeing Wale Agbede in your area with the Flip TV crew very, very soon. We'll be talking about issues, like I said. There's the whole Jorginho thing. For those who follow me, I have a very, very different opinion about how Jorginho plays in that Chelsea side under Mauricio Sarri. Also, the stories about Pep, Barca with Ernesto Valverde, Real Madrid without Cristiano Ronaldo. A lot to touch on. And of course, in 2 weeks, Formula 1 starts in Melbourne in Australia. The tennis season already started, moving into clay court season that will culminate in the French Open at Roland Garros. And, so a lot to touch on. And there's cricket also. There's a lot we're going to be doing on the show. Today, we can't touch on the NBA, but definitely on the next episode of the show, we'll be focusing on some of the guys who have lit up the NBA in the United States. In the second half of the NBA season over there, going into the playoffs very, very soon. So a lot of guys already staking their claim, likes of James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and of course, LeBron James. Giannis Antetokounmpo also definitely gets a mention. That's all on Sports on Flip TV. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. If you are not yet subscribed to Flip TV on YouTube, click the subscribe button right now and refer to your friends. Share this video and ensure that you let them know that Wale Agbede is right now here on Flip TV. Try as much as possible to bring a lot of interesting guests that I'm sure you guys would like to see, to break it all down to you guys and give you guys education as much as you want. My name, like I've mentioned a lot of times, get used to it, is Wale Agbede, and the program is Sports on Flip TV. Have a nice day.